going on, guys? Welcome back to another Antique Talk. Now, my name is Mike, and in today's episode, we're going to talk about the top 5 things in Grandpa's old garage that could now be worth a fortune. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but my grandpa was never big on me touching his stuff. I'd walk into his garage, he's like, hey, stay away from that, and hey, don't touch that. I mean, even goes to my grandma too. That's why there was always plastic on the couches and, don't put your feet on this, stay away from that. I mean, that's how my grandparents were, but man, I loved them to death. I mean, they just had so many cool things that you wanted to play with. So today I want to just give you guys some knowledge and let you guys know that there is so many things that they held on to that are worth a lot of money. I mean, there's going to be way more than 5, but today we're going to try to make it into the top 5. So you guys pay attention. I'm telling you, you guys are going to be calling your grandparents, going out and checking out the collections, and you're going to be hunting for this stuff. So let's start off today with number 5. Number 5 on our list today is metal toy trucks. Now guys, these are things my grandparents always had. They had the Tonka trucks, the Buddy L trucks. We would play with them in the sandbox. I mean, these things were rusted, but man, they worked amazingly. Now, these came out in the early 1900s with companies such as Buddy L, Tonka, Marks, Structo, amongst many others. Now, these things are so great. They're still usable. They have great quality, way better than any of the plastic crap they make today. These things were built to last. Now, if you're looking to get the most value out of these, you want to make sure there is no rust. You want to make sure that they still work. If you have the original box, that's always helpful. I mean, these things, and also the original color. These things are just absolutely awesome to play with, and they're great for collectors too. They love to put them on their shelves and show them off to all their friends. So definitely keep an eye out for these metal trucks. Now, if you're looking for certain ones, you're going to want to look for construction trucks, dump trucks, tractors, cranes, any kind of farm equipment as well. Those old metal trucks, man, I'm telling you, they can bring big money. You're looking at anywhere from $100 up to $10,000+ for these trucks. Obviously condition, the original box, all that stuff comes into effect, but I'm telling you, these things are worth good money, and I see them nothing but going up in value because a lot of times nowadays, you guys know, the stuff is made with just junk plastic. They're made to be thrown away and just go out and buy a new one. The Tonka trucks, the Buddy L trucks, those old metal trucks, they were made to last, and they're still here today. So definitely be on the lookout for these old metal trucks. All right, guys, on to number 4. Number 4 on our list today is fishing lures. Now, guys, I loved going fishing back in the day. And honestly, it reminds me a lot of how antique hunting is today for me. You go to an auction, you go to a garage sale, you don't exactly know what you're going to get, but you're hoping to come home with something. That's the same as fishing. You cast a line in, and guess what? You're hoping to get a bass, a perch, a bluegill, but you really don't know what you're going to get. And like they always say, a bad day fishing is better than a good day at work. And that's the same way I feel about going to auctions. So, I mean, there's a really lot of parallels there. Now, fishing lures have been around since the beginning of time. Ever since humans have wanted to catch a fish, they were coming up with ways to do it, and lures have been around ever since then. Now, I'm telling you, you want to look for the ones in the early 1900s. Those wooden lures still in the box can fetch a lot of money. Now, some of the brands you're going to want to be looking for. Head-On, Shakespeare, Fluger are 3 of the bigger brands that I think you're going to make the most money off of. So make sure you go into those tackle boxes and take a look and see what Grandpa has, because I'm telling you, these fishing lures can bring big money. They can bring anywhere from a couple $100s to $20,000, and I even seen the highest one ever sold was over $100,000. So I'm telling you, don't just think they're out there, sitting in there rusting up for no reason. Make sure you're taking a look at them and seeing what exactly is out there, because you could be sitting on a small fortune. All right, guys, let's get on to number 3. Number 3 on our list today is hand tools. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I was an amazing flashlight holder back in the day. Whenever my grandpa needed a light on a situation, I was the guy he was going to call. Now, he didn't trust me much with his hand tools because he didn't want me to break them or lose them or, put them out of place to where he had them. But man, if he needed a light, this guy knew exactly what to do. Now, some of the hand tools you're going to want to be looking for are your hand drills, your planes, your saws, your wrenches, your clamps. Those are some of the ones that are highly sought after. Now, condition does matter. You want little to no rust, complete, and they want to make sure they still work. That's going to definitely up the value. Now, what you want to look for ones that bring a lot of value are your drafting tool kits, your mechanics chests, your wrenches. And on those mechanics chests too, remember, when you see the chest, always look inside, because obviously they still held a lot of that stuff in there. People don't know that sometimes. They think just the chest, but a lot of the stuff inside is worth the most money. Now, when you're looking for brands, I always like to look for John Deere and Ford, just for example. Those are two that always bring extra money for us. So definitely ones you want to be out there looking for as well. Now, value-wise, tools, I mean, they have to be in the right condition. I mean, don't think just because those rusty tools sitting in the garage are worth a fortune, because they're not. They got to be well taken care of, I mean, and as complete as possible. But they could fetch anywhere from $5,000 up to $10,000, $20,000, even $30,000 sometimes, depending on the tool. A lot of those planes are the ones that hold a lot of value. So those planers, I'm telling you, worth really good money. Definitely get them checked out, because they can bring a big bank. So hopefully you guys have a bunch of those in Grandpa's garage that you can go take a look at and see what you have. All right, guys, let's get on to number 2. Number 2 on our list today is gas and oil. Now, when I used to walk into my grandpa's garage, I'd look up on the shelf and there was just tons of oil cans, gas cans, signs on the wall. I really didn't understand it at the time. And to be 100% honest with you, being in the business this long, I still don't understand it to this day. Gas and oil is just something I never got into, still haven't got into. But there is a huge market out there. Tons of collectors. This stuff has been hot for well over a decade. It is just crazy the prices that go out for some of these things. Now, what you want to be looking for? You want to be looking for signs. Those porcelain signs can bring crazy money. Any condition. The better the condition, the higher the money, but even the bad conditioned ones will still sell. And I don't like saying this, but even the reproductions, those are selling for big money now, because people can't afford the high-end porcelain signs, so they get the reproduction signs, and those even sell for high money. I don't, condone the reproduction, but trust me, there's people out there that'll buy it. You also want to look for new old stock. That's old stuff that was never opened. There's old gas stations that held on to stuff still in the box. New old stock, very popular. Gas pumps, gas pump globes, any kind of paper advertising. All that stuff is just huge money. You guys, I'm telling you, you'd be shocked how high some of this stuff goes for. Now, if you're going to be out there looking for certain brands, it's pretty, straightforward. You got your Texaco, your Standard Oil, Sinclair, Shell, Harley Davidson. There's so many out there. Now, some of the little known brands, you'd be surprised, can really fetch a lot of money because they weren't as popular, harder to come by. So they can bring you a lot of money. So something, if you don't understand the brand or know the brand, make sure you do your research, because there is a lot of money out there in those smaller brands. Now, condition-wise, you want to make sure that they're original. Not always original, I guess, but make sure they're original color, little to no rust as possible. If they're oil cans, full is great, but if they're not, make sure they're clean, and make sure it's not something that's real nasty and messed up, because that does definitely affect the value. Now, guys, value-wise, now most cans you can get, I guarantee you can still get $5 to $15 for, but that's just on the small end, guys. Some of those cans go for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, and the signs can go up to hundreds of thousands of dollars, as well as gas pumps into the $10,000, $20,000, and $30,000. Gas and oil is such a hot market. It is not going nowhere, and that's why you can't find a lot of the stuff. And if you do find it, the prices are sky high because the market is so high. I don't think it's going to go down for a while, because the people that are in that market are right now in the 40s through 60s. They're going to be around for a while, and that market's going to stay hot. So if you're out there and you have some of this stuff sitting in your garage, call me or just hold on to it and try to find it, because, man, we can't find it anywhere. We have such a hard time finding and buying gas and oil stuff. It's just crazy. All right, guys, let's get on to number 1. Number 1 on our list today is baseball cards. Now, guys, I've been collecting baseball cards for well over 30 years. Now, I didn't get really much out of baseball cards from my grandparents at all. It's something I actually picked up from my parents, and just my love for sports. It was really what got me into baseball cards. Now, I don't know about you guys, but a lot of baseball cards, I've heard some nasty stories about baseball cards. People that have put 1950s Mickey Mantles in their bicycle spokes, and oh gosh, just absolutely ruining cards, throwing them in baseball spokes. But again, I'm guilty guilty of it too. I did it all the time when I was a kid. You could never, miss that sound of baseball cards and spokes. Absolutely loved it. So, I mean, baseball cards have been around since the late 1800s, early 1900s. The market is so hot right now. We're in 2022. Market's going crazy. Do I think it's at the peak? I do. I think it's going to come down a little bit, but right now is the time to get into the old baseball cards because those old baseball cards are getting harder and harder to come by, especially in really good condition. So let's speak on condition. Now you're going to want sharp corners. You want no creases. You want them in the best possible condition. And if they're in that good a condition, look into getting them graded. Graded definitely skyrockets the value big time on those old cards. So definitely keep that in mind as well. Now, some of the players you're going to want to be looking for. Obviously, your Babe Ruth, your Honus Wagners. If you get a Honus Wagner, gosh, you guys, I'm telling you, those are that late 1800s Honus Wagners. Those are $1 million cards. Again, I say look for them. Those are the ones you're probably not going to find. But your Babe Ruth, your Mickey Mantles, your Ted Williams, your Stan Musials, Roger Maris. I mean, I could go on and on. There's so many big name baseball players that can bring you really good money from back in the 40s and 50s. And definitely make sure you're going in that garage, looking in the attic, because I'm telling you, baseball cards right now are just a huge market. The market is unreal. So, value-wise, I mean, most of those old cards you're looking at, on the low end in the, $30s to $50, $75, hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars. You come across some of those holy grails, guys, you're looking in the millions. You're looking at $1, $2, $3 million if they're in the right condition. Graded, you can bring crazy money. I mean, just look up news sources lately. Some of these cards are going for just crazy amounts of money, and the market is probably at a peak. I will be honest with you, I think it's going to peak, but that could be a lot for the newer stuff too. The older stuff is harder to come by, so I think that market's going to stay steady for sure. But some of those newer things that are out there right now, those things are going, I think they're going to be tanking pretty fast. But yeah, guys, that's our countdown for today. I mean, I was in my grandpa's garage all the time as a kid. I hope you guys were too. I hope you guys have some of these amazing items that are out there, because there's a lot of different things out there that can make a lot of money. So definitely be on the outside looking for them. Now, guys, if you guys want to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, comment below. What did I miss off this list? We are a community of knowledge. Let's help each other out. Tell everybody what's out there that's out there for good money, because I'm telling you, you guys would be shocked to find out what some of this stuff is actually worth. So make sure you do your research. And if you guys get some time, come out and see me and get your antique fix on M66. See you guys later.